You're listening to When Liberty Remembers, the Republic Emerges, a series for the ones who can feel the shift, the ones who know something is wrong but can't always name it. This is where the forgotten architecture of freedom is revealed. One truth, one gate, one awakening at a time. Season 5, Episode 3, The Human Condition Inside Separation. After the bite fractured the inner kingdom, humanity entered a new landscape, not a physical exile, but a psychological one. A world lived through the lens of separation. This is the human condition as we know it now, a life lived on the far side of unity, where the self is split, the mind is noisy, and the heart aches for something it cannot name. We call this normal, but nothing about it is natural. The moment the ego was born, a quiet current entered the human experience, a low hum of fear, a constant whisper of inadequacy, an unspoken dread that we are somehow fundamentally alone. This is the atmosphere of separation. One, the fear of being seen. Once the self believed it could be judged, it learned to hide. Not physically, but internally. Pieces of the soul were tucked away behind rib and bone, sealed off from the world, and often from the self. This hiding became a reflex, the body's first defense against an inner threat that didn't even exist. 2. The fear of not being enough. The ego's foundation is comparison. Before the fracture, Adam and Eve were. After the fracture, they had to prove. Worth became conditional. Identity became a negotiation. Love became a contract. And humanity has been bargaining ever since. 3. The need for control. Separation consciousness teaches one lesson relentlessly. If I don't hold everything together, it will fall apart. The ego tries to manage the unmanageable. Other people's perceptions, future outcomes, past mistakes, the impossibility of perfect safety. This becomes the invisible labor of the fractured self, a full-time job with no paycheck and no rest. 4. The tension between who we are and who we perform. Inside separation, every person develops two identities. The true self, quiet and intact. The performed self, constructed to survive. The performed self speaks louder. The true self grows distant, waiting for a time when it will be safe to return. Most people never reach that time. 5. The longing for home. This is the most important feature of the human condition. We miss something we have no memory of. A feeling of ease, a sense of belonging, a unity we can't articulate but ache for anyway. Some call it God. Some call it peace. Some call it purpose. Some call it love. But what we are longing for is reunification, a return to the first consciousness. The separation is not just spiritual or emotional. It becomes political, societal, cultural. A divided inner world creates divided families, divided communities, divided nations, divided epochs of history. Civil unrest in the psyche becomes civil unrest in the world because individuals who are not whole cannot build systems that reflect wholeness. And this right here is the bridge to sovereignty. A person governed by fear becomes easy to govern externally. A person who doubts their authority seeks authority outside themselves. And a person who is fragmented internally accepts fragmented laws, fragmented rights, fragmented freedoms. The human condition inside separation is not a moral failure. It is a structural disorientation. The self was never meant to be divided. Humanity was never meant to live under the weight of internal exile. The world we inhabit, the laws, the systems, the powers, the hierarchies, all grown from the soil of separation consciousness. And so the republic cannot emerge until the individual begins the return. Episode 3 ends with a truth that season 5 will prove again and again. If the fall was the fracture, then awakening is the reunion. And the path home begins with remembering what was lost and recognizing the ache inside every human being as the compass pointing the way back. This has been another chapter of When Liberty Remembers. If this stirred something in you, if you felt the door open, good. I'm so glad you are here. The Republic is waking in those who listen. Join us for the next episode and step deeper into the architecture of your own sovereignty. Thank you for being here. Hit all the buttons, like, share, subscribe, follow, whatever. Comment, tell me how you're feeling, tell me what you're thinking. I really believe that we all need each other right now. Whatever this great awakening is or whatever is happening in the world, if you found this, you know what I'm talking about. Thank you for being here. Help support everybody else.